Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, Even the Scales, and thank you all for joining me today. I hope you're all doing well and that you're having a good weekend. So today on my channel, I'm going to talk about the MK Ultra mind control that's been carried out by my community on me. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about the 5 weeks that I spent in the Campbelltown Public Hospital. That was all a part of this. I'm also going to talk about the things that my community's been doing in between the time that I last spoke to you and now as well. So if you're not familiar with what MK Ultra mind control is, it's actually a tactic that is used to psychologically torture a person, and it's been done to me by my whole community. It's where a whole group of people get together and carry this out on one person. So this has been being done to me for about 2 years now, but it really intensified last October after I wrote a letter to the police and told them about how I'd been treated by police over the past 9 years during the times that I called them out when I was living in domestic violence. So obviously there's a lot that the police want to cover up about that's why they're doing all this, and they're helping the community carry this out on me at this time. So firstly though, I'd like to pay my respects to the Dharawal people who are the true custodians of this land that I bring you these messages on today. I'd also like to pay my respects to the elders past and present, and I'd also like to extend my respect to all Aboriginal people and Torres Strait Islander people who are watching today. So since the last time I spoke to you, some of the stuff I've experienced is just like absolutely unbelievable to me. Like, I spend a lot of my day actually laughing, because if you don't laugh about it, like, I just don't know what I would do. Like, it's just so the things I'm seeing that people are doing, like, it's just really, really unbelievable. And um, as I mentioned to you last time, I've mentioned it on all of my videos, that I've only got to make the slightest noise of a morning, and because my house is bugged, they know when I move, and this is when they will start using any form of transport possible to start creating as much noise and as much pollution as they possibly can. And it's like they're all like waiting in position, ready to go, like to get the word to start. And like, first of all, you'll hear a truck like going through town, like, I think they use their air brakes or something like that to make the truck sound really loud. Like, you'll hear that. And then you'll hear some really loud cars, like, after that. And then you'll hear a train make a lot of noise, either tooting its horns, or just they'll send a really noisy train through. Then after that, you might hear a plane. Then you might hear a trail bike. Like, it just goes on and on. Like, hasn't been going on for as long lately, but it's still happening. And then, like, you will hear the police as well at the same time as all that's going on. So the police are all involved in this, and yeah, they're not doing anything about it at all, because they are the main perpetrators of it all. So that's been still going on every morning. I think it's been 2 or 3 mornings since I spoke last, and it's happened every single morning. And, like, whoever is thinking of all these things is just so deranged to me, like, in the way that they think. Like, I cannot for the life of me, like, just imagine how this person's mind is thinking and what they're hoping to achieve out of that. Because I just don't know why they're doing it at all. It just doesn't make sense. It's just not logical. So, yeah, they're listening in on everything I do and say. And then what they do is they create fake synchronicities and scenarios around the things that I do and say, like to try and get me to have an angry outburst when I'm out or around my home, or they'll do it to just block my crown chakra so that what I think's happening is not what's really happening. Like, they try and interfere with my messages from the universe, and they're definitely not being successful in doing that at all, because God shows me everything, and like I know what I know, and it doesn't matter what anyone does. I know what I know, and no one can affect my mind in any way whatsoever. And it's been like that for the past 6 or 7 months. So I don't know why these people think that they're going to get any different result out of it all. And like these people are going to great lengths to carry out these things. And what I'm watching these people do, yeah, as I said, it's so unbelievable. And I spend half my day just laughing at people because of how ridiculous they look doing these things. And it's not only that, like the things that they are doing, as I said, it's fake things. They're creating fake scenarios. So why would anyone in their right mind let something that's fake affect their mind? Like that, like why this person doesn't get that, I do not know. Whoever the deranged person is thinking of all these things. And yeah, so they're creating unnatural things, unnatural delays in my life on purpose, just to try and make me think like karma isn't in my favor and everything's going wrong for me, but it's definitely not the case. It's definitely not the case at all. Just makes me a stronger person. I'm just able to deal with like challenges and delays like better than I ever have been able to before. Like, so really they've just made me a much stronger person in that way. Um, yeah, so that, oh, they hear me leaving my home, and of course they track me everywhere I go as well. And it's like they send out like a mass text to their network of people to follow me, and they'll try and cause me incidents on the road. This has been happening as well over the last couple of days, which they've done for months now. They'll try and block me off, or they'll get people to pull out on me. And there's a lot of trucks doing this, like work trucks and a lot of cars as well. Or they'll wait till I park my car and then they'll try and block me into my parking space as well after I park. So it's things like this, and it's just become so predictable to me as well. I know what they're going to do because they just do the same things over and over and over. And like they'll hear me mention something in perhaps these videos or in my home, and then they will use that thing or that kind of person as a part of the fake scenario that they create. So, as I've said before, like the posts have been creating a lot of problems for me, and I've even had um, postmen stalk me when I've been out and about in my car, and I've also had them stalk me when I've gone for walks. So they'll deliberately send people that work for the post to stalk me. I've also been stalked by people that work for the council, and also cabs as well have been a part of the stalking. Because I mentioned them the other day, they've had cab drivers stalking me for the last couple of days. So yeah, the postman will they'll send people to stalk me when I'm out, or they'll cause issues for me when I actually go into the post office to collect a delivery of mine. They'll cause delays, or what they'll do, they will send out, you know, how you get the text messages that tell you the status of your delivery. Well, they will mix them all around, like just to try and confuse me. Like they'll put them out of order, or they'll delay my deliveries for as long as possible, like the maximum amount possible. They will delay it. They'll make it go to the wrong address somewhere like that's not even around here. And then, like, of course, it's got to be picked up from there and brought back here. So, you know, I'm waiting up to 3 weeks for deliveries and things like that, that should only take a few days. And yeah, or they'll say that my delivery's gone to the wrong post office or something like that. So they're constantly causing me issues. But yeah, they've actually stalked me when I've been out. And I've actually recorded that as well when I've been out, so I have record of it. So yeah, anything I mention, this is what they use, and they'll send out this mass text to their network of people, and they must say like, go to the mall now, like that's where she's going or wherever I'm going, and people will just rush to the mall. They'll say to them, bring children, bring lots of children with you, like make sure that they are, you know, her grandchildren's age, bring lots of children, go into the shops that she frequents and stalk her in those shops. And yesterday when I went out, they were doing this, and they also had people stalk me that had the really strong aftershave on that I complained about in the hospital. So it's so stupid. I mean, just because I spoke up about that in the hospital, how I didn't think it was appropriate, I talked about it on my last video, how the abusive nurse was wearing the aftershave. Well, this is what they do. Like they'll just send people to walk close by me that have that really strong aftershave on just to try and trigger me. And then they'll stalk me like in the car park when I get out my car to go into the shop. There'll be people stalking me in the shops, and then again on the way home, they'll have people trying to cause me issues on the road. And then when I get home, of course, the neighbours that signed up to be a part of this MK Ultra, not all of them, but certain neighbours that did sign up to be a part of this, are also still just trying to push my buttons in any way that they can, using lots of different ways. And a lot of them are just still using power tools, and a lot of them are still using children and things like that. It's just all the same stuff all over and over and over again. And, you know, I've just looked around the past couple of days and just thought, what a sad day, what a sad world this has turned into. You know, watching older people doing this, people that are supposed to be role models in our society are being a part of this. I'm watching people do this because just to get brownie points in the group that they're in. Like I'll see them like, you know, agree to do really cruel mind games and stuff like that. And yeah, I just think to myself, what a sad world it's become right now. And, you know, as I said, the police in this town, we have a lawless town going on here right now. The police are absolutely rogue. I mean, they're a big part of it themselves, and it doesn't seem like anyone's doing anything about the noise and pollution that's being created right now by these people. So I also want to talk a little bit more about the things that the staff were doing at the Campbelltown Public Hospital when I stayed there for the 5 weeks as an involuntary mental health patient. I was taken there against my will, and I was actually lured there by members of the community. It was all played out, it was all planned. And I want to talk a little bit more about one of the nurses and what happened in there. So there was this one day where like we didn't have much to do in there at all, and I thought, well, I might get myself a deck of cards. And this nurse come into my room, and I asked her while she was there, like, is there any way I can get a deck of cards? And I just thought like I'll just play patience by myself, or I'll just learn how to use these playing cards like tarot cards, because I had learnt a little bit about that in the past, and I thought I'll challenge myself. That's something I can do. And I asked this nurse if there was any playing cards around the place that she knew of that I could use, or if there was any way I could get some brought to me. And her reaction was just so creepy to me. That's how I would describe it. And just really, really weird. So I asked her, and her reaction was like this. It was like, oh, so do you want to play a game with me? Like that. Like, it was just so weird how she said it. Like, you might have had to be there to really appreciate how weird it was, but I just knew the way that she said it was just not right. It was inappropriate. And straight away I said, of course not. I don't want to play with you. Like, I want the cards for myself, like to play patience and just for something to do. And I just thought that was so weird. And I really let her know, like, that I didn't like the way that she answered me. I let her know that I thought it was really weird. And then there was another morning, this same nurse, I was in my room and I was doing some stretches on a yoga mat. It was really, really early in the morning, and like you can hear like a pin drop in that place early in the morning. It was very quiet. And I could hear this nurse lingering outside my door, like spying on me. And I knew that she was lingering because I could hear like her pressing on the door, like looking in the door. So I yelled out to her. I said, look, go away. I know what you're doing. Like, go away, you weirdo. That's what I said. Go away, you weirdo. I know what you're doing and I'm going to report you. So she ended up running off, and I did go and report her straight away to the office. And then they made up some story like that she was doing her normal rounds, but there's no way that she was just doing her normal rounds. Like, I'd been in there for weeks at that point and I knew the times that they did the rounds. It was always on the hour. It was either 5 to the hour or 5 past the hour or in between. Like, there was no other times that they did rounds. And when they did rounds, they would just come and like quickly look in the room like for 1 second and then like keep walking. Well, it was not on the hour when this nurse did this, and she was there for a lot longer than a couple of seconds. Like, so what they even did to try and cover that up was they made some fake rounds up on the next hour, like they were off the hour. I hope you're following me right now, but they made some fake rounds up after that to try and cover up what that nurse had done. So, yeah, it was very wrong what she done, and I have no idea why she was lurking outside my door like that, but it was really, really creepy. Um, so after that, I come home from the hospital. Thank God I got out of there. And I had to go back to hospital to have a procedure done. And I'd been waiting 16 months for that procedure. And I'm sure that that was delayed as well for as long as possible for me. And, you know, the last place I wanted to go was back to that hospital after what they put me through. And the thought of going back there, like, just scared the heck out of me. But I had no choice. I had to do it. And I had to just put all that to the side and just try and get through it the best way I could. I had no support whatsoever either, like from my family or anyone like that, because all my family and even friends that I had all been a part of the MK Ultra mind control that's been carried out on me. And a part of that is just to make sure that I never have any help or support, you know, from them or police or anyone in my community at all. So I had to go through the whole thing alone. Um, Also, where normally you would be allowed to come home after this procedure, I couldn't because I had no one to pick me up after it. So I had to stay the night at the hospital because it was a procedure where, you know, something could have happened after it, you know, and they just had to take precautions and keep me there overnight because of that, because I had no one to come and stay the night with me at home. So I got myself to the hospital and I caught a cab there. And I was actually surprised in the part where I had the day surgery done. I was treated very well off the nurses in that part of the hospital, and it actually really surprised me because I thought I was just waiting for them to do something because of how I'd been treated before. But they were pretty good. But what they did do was make sure there was a fake patient in the bed next to me when I woke up. This patient was a part of the mind control. I could just tell by the things that they were saying and doing. They were saying things, you know, things that only I would know about myself, just saying things to try and trigger a reaction out of me. And the nurse that was looking after that person was also a part of it. But I was very surprised by how well I was treated by the nurses on that day. So I don't believe that they were a part of all this, but I do believe they did put a fake patient in there with a nurse that was involved in it, you know. So yeah, I got treated quite well in there. Then um, after that, they moved me to a ward where I spent the night, and it was then when the abuse started back up again. They just done their best to create so much noise outside my room. They were they must have slammed this door outside of my room like hundreds of times, and it was being done on purpose for sure. And they were also making sure that they were sending a lot of families and children past my room and everything, like just to make me feel like really bad for not having anyone, not having any support there to help me. So yeah, they were doing that, and then the next morning, they sent two wardsmen to come and take me to another part of the hospital where I had to wait to be signed out by a doctor. And I could tell that the wardsmen were involved. One of them was. So I could just tell by the things that he was saying that he was a part of it all. And then when they took me to this other part where I had to sit and wait to be signed out by the doctors, they were creating a lot of noise unnecessarily. Like they kept sending maintenance men in there to use power tools and stuff like that. Like I could see straight through it all. They were also making sure that I was watching, once again, families with their loved ones being picked up by their loved ones and everything like that. So they made me wait to a very long time in there, which is probably normal at the hospital. You know, you expect to wait. But yeah, they got me to fill out a survey before I left, and I did put on that survey that I did mention that I was treated well by the people that did look after me after the day surgery, because I don't believe that they were a part of it, but there were definitely people in there that were still a part of this during that time. So I think, oh yeah, and then I caught a cab home. As I said, I had to catch a cab home, and when I was waiting for the cab, they were sending stalkers out the front of the hospital as well, and the cab driver was also involved as well, because he was wearing really, really strong aftershave. This is something that I was catching a few cabs around the time of this happening because I was unable to drive my car, and all the cab drivers that have been involved were wearing that strong aftershave, like just to try and trigger me. So yeah, the cab driver was involved. So I might leave this video there, and on the next video I'll talk again about anything that happens from now until I talk next. And you know, I have to do this right now to protect myself. Like I have every right to protect myself. My police in the community won't protect me, and the whole community's in on this. So I have every right to protect myself the way I am right now, especially when people are stalking me. So yeah, I'll leave it there, and I'll talk to you on the next video. So I want to thank you all for listening, and enjoy the rest of your weekend. Bye for now.